A violent boom shook the front door. Holly screamed, "Jake, he's trying to break in!" Jake grabbed the baseball bat he had dropped earlier. The door trembled against the frame again, and again. The wood groaned like it was about to split in half. Jake's phone vibrated. Doorbell notification. Someone is at your door. Doorbell notification. Someone is at your door. Doorbell notification. Someone is at your door. It wouldn't stop. He pressed play on the video. The man wasn't there. Instead, the camera stared at a screen of static and a faint rolling sound like breathing. Jake backed up, holding Holly close to him. "He's not outside anymore," he whispered. The door fell silent. The house lights flickered again. Snap. Darkness swallowed everything. "Oh God, Jake," Holly whimpered. Something clicked behind them. Their bedroom door creaked open upstairs. Slow, dragging footsteps began to descend the staircase. Thump, thump, thump. Jake raised the bat. "Stay behind me." Holly gripped his shirt, trembling so violently he could feel the shaking through his spine. The footsteps stopped halfway down. For 1 second, silence smothered them. Then, the Alexa speaker crackled to life. "Front door is unlocked." Jake's heart slammed his ribs. "No, no, no." He ran toward the door to lock it again, but froze. A whisper slithered from right behind his ear. "I warned you." He spun around, the bat swinging, and hit nothing but empty air. But Holly was staring ahead, her eyes wide with a terror Jake had never seen before. She was looking at the staircase, and there he was, the blurred man. No features, just a tall silhouette of black static, like a corrupted video signal made flesh, his head tilted, cracking like broken glass. One hand reached out, fingers stretching longer. Too long. Jake swung the bat with every ounce of strength. The bat passed right through the figure, and Jake stumbled forward, losing his balance. The figure lunged. A piercing, glitching scream filled the house, like metal grinding through bone. Holly collapsed. Jake crawled to her, shaking her shoulders. "Holly! Holly!" She didn't move. The front door opened with a slow creak, the sound of dragging. Jake turned. The figure was pulling Holly toward the door, her limbs limp, her eyes glassed over. Jake tried to grab her. His fingers brushed her ankle, and instantly burned. A searing electric pain shot up his arm. He fell back screaming. "Holly!" She didn't answer. The figure stopped in the doorway and looked back. Its head twisted full around, and where its face should have been, Jake's face stared back at him. His same eyes, his same terrified expression. Just lifeless. Jake froze. The figure whispered with his voice, "You should have let me in." Then it dragged Holly into the night. The door shut. Click. Locked. Jake lay there, skin smoking, tears pouring down his face. The doorbell chimed once. 12:03 a.m. He crawled to the living room and opened the camera feed, hands shaking uncontrollably. The camera showed himself now, standing outside the door, holding Holly in his arms. But the Jake in the video wasn't crying. He was smiling. The outside Jake looked up at the camera, and the audio caught it clearly. "Let us in," Jake screamed, smashing the phone. But even shattered, the speaker repeated the voice, over and over. "Let us in, let us in, let us in." 2 nights later, a real estate agent unlocked the house, leading a new couple inside. They walked through the living room, admiring the furniture left behind. "So why did the last owners move out?" the wife asked. The agent smiled politely. "No clue. They just disappeared." The husband paused near the front door, glancing at the smart doorbell. "Does that thing work?" he asked. "Oh yes," the agent assured. "It rings right around midnight. A firmware glitch, I guess," he laughed. Right as they stepped inside, the door clicked, locked behind them. From the upstairs hallway, a dragging sound began. Thump, thump, thump. And on the doorbell camera outside, a woman with Holly's blurred face leaned close to the lens and whispered, "I am done asking." End. Alex spun around, flashlight beam cutting through the dark like a knife. Emily? His voice shook, too loud in the suffocating silence. Nothing. The house seemed to breathe. The walls groaned, floors settled, air thickened. The quiet wasn't empty. It was crowded. He moved down the hallway, calling her name again. Quieter this time. Please answer me. Then he heard it. A soft sob, coming from the guest room. He rushed inside, relieved, until he noticed the sobbing didn't sound natural. It sounded looped, repeating every few seconds like an audio clip. Emily wasn't there. His stomach dropped. She's being mimicked. The closet door creaked an inch more open, and Alex nearly dropped the flashlight. Someone's hand, long, pale fingers, wrapped around the doorframe, gripping like claws. Alex stumbled backward and slammed the door shut, dragging a dresser to block it. Something pressed once from the other side, then went still. The sobbing continued, louder now, almost mocking. Alex sprinted through the hallway, shouting Emily's name. His heartbeat was a drum in his skull. He reached the living room and froze. The TV flicked on. Static. Then an image. Their front porch camera feed. Emily stood outside, just staring into the lens. Her hair covered half her face, shoulders slumped like she was asleep on her feet. "Emily!" Alex yelled, though he knew she couldn't hear. The audio from the TV crackled. Then her voice whispered through the static, low, drained. "Alex, let me in." Alex moved closer, but something felt wrong, terribly wrong. Emily lifted her head. Her eyes were open, but glassy, unfocused, like she wasn't the one moving her body. Another voice, deeper, distorted, overlapped her whisper. "Open the door." Alex stepped back. That wasn't Emily asking. The screen glitched, and the man appeared behind her. But he wasn't facing her. He was facing the camera, facing Alex. His blurred face tilted slowly, like he could sense Alex's fear through the monitor. Alex looked down. The smart lock on the front door blinked. Yellow, then green. Unlocked. No, no. He rushed to the door and slammed the deadbolt, flipping every manual lock he could find. The house creaked angrily around him. Then, from the porch, Emily's voice. "Alex, why are you locking me out?" Her tone was perfectly normal. Too normal. Alex pressed his back against the wall and slid down, shaking. "That's not you. It can't be you." Her voice sharpened, furious. "Let me in!" The pounding on the door made the windows rattle in their frames. It sounded like multiple fists, multiple things. Alex crawled away blindly, tears stinging his eyes. He needed to think. Why 1203? Why them? He stumbled into his home office and then noticed something in the corner, a shoebox. The one the previous owner left labeled, "Property records, do not dispose." His hands shook as he opened it. Old newspaper clippings, police reports, a man's photo, the image too faded to make out features. A headline caught his eye. "Local man killed in home invasion, 1993. His blood ran cold." The address beneath it, their house. He scanned the article. Man murdered by intruder. 3:03 a.m. The murderer was never caught. Alex whispered the time. 3:03. The man wasn't showing when he arrived. He was showing them when he died. A sudden crash echoed. The front window cracked. Alex dropped the papers and ran. Something was pressing against the glass from outside, distorting the window like it was soft clay. Emily's voice again, almost pleading. "Alex, it hurts. Let me in." His heart twisted. She sounded real. Too real. But the window cracked further, splintering into web-like fractures. A white, eye-shaped blur pressed forward. Alex screamed, grabbed a chair, and threw it at the window. Glass exploded outward. Cold air rushed in. He barricaded the opening with the bookshelf, chest heaving. Then, silence. A deafening, heavy silence. He turned slowly, flashlight trembling, and a soft beeping sound cut through the air. His phone screen flickered back to life. One notification, front door camera, motion detected. He tapped it. The camera feed opened. Emily was inside the house now, standing behind the couch. Her head snapped to the side, hearing the phone SE speaker, and she stared directly into the lens. Her smile widened, too wide, skin stretching unnaturally. The man stepped into frame behind her, tall and wrong and blurred into a nightmare shape. Their voices spoke together. Irin's 303. Alex dropped the phone, breath gone, mind numb. He wasn't fast enough. He wasn't smart enough. He wasn't going to survive this. Because now he understood. The doorbells were never for entry. They were warnings, countdown bells, and time just ran out. Alex slammed the deadbolt shut and pulled the chain across the door, his breath shaking. Emily grabbed her phone, ready to dial 911, but the screen flickered, then died. She stared at it in disbelief. No. It was at 80%, she whispered. Alex's phone screen glitched too, black with a faint white line pulsing at the bottom like a heartbeat. They were cut off. The house felt smaller than ever. The walls pressed in, the shadows seemed to pulse. The silence wasn't silent, it was listening. "I'm calling from the landline," Emily said, but froze when she remembered. They didn't have one. There was a sudden thud from above them. The attic. Emily clutched Alex's arm. "We have to leave, right now." Alex grabbed a flashlight, flicking the switch with trembling fingers. "We go to the car. We drive. We don't look back." He opened the hallway closet to grab shoes, and stopped. Inside, their winter coats were soaked, dripping onto the floorboards. A cold metallic smell stung the air. Emily whispered, "Is that blood?" Alex touched the sleeve of his coat. Red, wet, fresh. He jerked his hand back. "We're leaving, now." They rushed to the front door, but the moment Alex touched the knob, the doorbell rang again. Ding dong. Emily let out a choked sob. No, Alex, he's outside again." Alex forced himself to check the camera feed. The man was there, but not standing. He was crouched, head twisted unnaturally sideways, face pressed against the camera lens. The blur twitched violently, like something was beating against his skull from the inside. Alex whispered, "How did he move that fast?" Emily couldn't take it anymore. She ran to the kitchen, searching for anything to defend herself. She grabbed a large stainless steel knife, knuckles white around the handle. The doorbell rang a second time, then a third. Then it rang continuously, a violent, maddening ringtone. Ding dong ding dong ding dong ding. Alex turned the volume down, heart hammering. Then the kitchen speaker turned itself on. The man's distorted whisper filled the house. "Let me in." Emily dropped the knife and screamed. The voice crackled through every smart device and the TV, the tablet, even the refrigerator screen. "You already opened the door." Alex raced back to the back door. The smart lock blinked green, unlocked again. He slammed the bolt down manually, but the lock clicked open on its own. He pushed with all his strength, and he felt something pushing back, something enormous, something grinning. "Emily, help me," he yelled. She grabbed the knife and rushed to his side. They shoved together and finally clicked the bolt into place. The pressure on the other side stopped instantly. Emily sobbed, trembling in Alex's arms. "Why us? What does he want?" Alex didn't answer, because he didn't know. The house lights flickered, then shut off completely. Pitch black. Emily's breathing sounded too loud, too close. Alex's pulse roared in his ears. Then, from the dark hallway, tap, 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 footsteps, inside. Emily whispered, "He's here." Alex raised the flashlight. But as the beam cut through the dark, they saw nothing. He swung it again, and the beam caught something red on the floor. Footprints, small ones, wet, fresh, leading down the hall. Emily stepped backward, trembling. Those aren't his. They're too small. The footsteps turned into the guest room at the end of the hallway. Alex inched forward, flashlight shaking in his grip. He slowly pushed the door open, and the light hit something that made his blood freeze. The closet door inside the room was wide open, and scratched into the wall in jagged letters, 303. Emily's voice broke. That's an hour from now. Alex swallowed hard. Something's going to happen at 303. Emily grabbed his hand. We're leaving. We're not waiting to find out what. They ran to the garage. Alex hit the button to raise the door. The motor groaned. The door creaked up slowly, then stopped halfway. Emily ducked under immediately. Alex followed, but the garage lights flickered on, and the man was standing outside, inches from the gap. His head snapped downward in a sharp jerking motion, like he tried to shove his face under the door. Emily screamed and pulled Alex back inside. He slammed the garage door shut. The smart lock reset, unlocked again. Emily's whisper was pure terror. He's not trying to come in. Alex knew she was right. He's already inside, Emily said, voice cracking. He's playing with us. Alex felt his chest tightening. His instincts screamed the truth. The man wasn't ringing the doorbell to get inside. He was ringing it to see where they were hiding, how scared they were. And now, he knew everything. A slow creaking noise rose behind them, like a door opening somewhere deeper in the house. Alex lifted the flashlight with shaking hands. Emily, he whispered. But Emily wasn't beside him anymore. Welcome, and whatever you do tonight, don't look directly into the camera. This story you're about to hear is true. At least that's what the police report says. A peaceful American suburb. A newlywed couple trying to settle into the kind of life you only see in cozy home magazine ads. But once a doorbell starts ringing at 12:03 a.m. every night, nothing feels peaceful anymore. This is the story of Alex and Emily Carter, and the man who stood outside their door. They moved into their new home in Brookridge, Indiana, just before Halloween. It was exactly what they had dreamed of. A 2-story house with white shutters, a maple tree in the yard, and a quiet street where neighbors waved every morning while leaving for work. Nobody locked their doors during the day. Nobody ever expected danger to come knocking. Alex was a tech guy. He installed a smart security system the first weekend they moved in. Cameras, sensors, alarms. Fort Knox, he called it. Emily laughed. Who's going to rob us? This neighborhood is safer than church. Still, she let him have his fun. Their first week was normal, boring even. Work, dinner, Netflix, bed, until Friday night. Emily was already asleep when Alex heard it. Ding dong. Not loud, just soft enough to make him think he imagined it. He checked the time. 12:03 a.m. Confused, he reached for his phone and opened the camera app. The porch light flicked on automatically, motion detected, and then he froze. A tall man stood perfectly still at their front door, facing the camera. But his face, it wouldn't focus. The image kept warping like static on old TV screens. Alex waited for the bell to ring again. It didn't. The man didn't move, didn't speak, didn't knock, he just stood there. After 2 long minutes, Alex whispered, "Who the hell?" Then turned to wake Emily. But the moment he glanced away, the feed glitched. A second later, the man was gone. Alex replayed the footage. Same glitch, same disappearing act. He barely slept. Saturday night, 12:03 a.m., ding-dong. Alex sprang up instantly. Emily sat up too. What was that? Alex opened the feed. Same man, same blur for a face. Emily's breath hitched. Call the police. Before he could, the man tilted his head as if he heard her from inside the house. Then the feed cut to black. The police arrived in 10 minutes, found nothing, and brushed it off as a Halloween prank. Probably kids messing with your Wi-Fi, the officer said. Alex didn't argue, but he didn't believe him either. Sunday night. Alex and Emily sat awake on the couch, eyes locked on the live camera feed. At 12:03, the doorbell rang again. Alex swallowed hard. Emily squeezed his hand so tight her nails dug into his skin. The man was closer this time, just inches away from the door, his head lowered like he was listening to them breathe. Alex turned the mic on. "Hey, who are you? What do you want?" No response, then a subtle movement. The man leaned forward, his face pushed closer to the camera. The blur seemed alive, like something beneath it was shifting. And then the microphone cracked with a sound, a slow, heavy inhale. Emily gasped. "Alex, turn it off. Just turn it off." Alex ended the feed. The doorbell rang again, harder this time. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. They sat frozen, too terrified to move, until the ringing stopped. 30 minutes later, curiosity won. Alex checked the footage. But this time, something new appeared. Scratches, deep ones. Across the bottom of the front door, 3 long marks, one short, like someone dragged claws down the wood. Emily wanted to go to a hotel. Alex convinced her to stay one more night. "Tomorrow we'll get more cameras, more locks, we'll figure this out." But fear has a way of growing, especially when you know the worst part is still coming. Monday night. They waited. 12:01, 12:02. Emily whispered, "Maybe he's gone." Alex didn't answer. 12:03. Ding dong. But not from the front door this time. The sound echoed from the backyard. The camera popped open on its own. The man was standing at their back door just inches from the glass. And for the first time, he spoke. His voice crackled through the speaker, low and hateful. "I'm done asking." The smart lock on the back door clicked. Green light. Unlocked. Emily screamed. Alex ran to the door to push it shut, but when he reached it, there was no one there. Just the lock still unlocked, like someone had already come inside.